Oh wow, wee boys. It is me, Shower Pisser 69 here. How are you? I'm not too bad. I want to say superb, but I think I overused that word, and I don't want you boys to get sick of me because I'm desperate, lonely, and I need friends and people to tell me how amazing that I am. I'm so lame, boys, honestly. So, speaking of lame, here's some more lame shit for you, okay? So before this game dies when Diablo 4 comes out, I'm going to try and squeeze out a few more garbage builds for those who are bored and still playing the seasons when they reset. Now, this is a Wake of Fire, Wake of Inferno Trapsin. Now, when the last patch came out, inhale, exhale, traps now work with minus enemy resistances, right? So things like Phoenix, things like a Griffin, things like Facets are going to be beneficial now and actually functional when using traps on an assassin. So a lot of people were talking about Lightning Sentry is back in the meta again, but I didn't hear anyone really making videos or talking much about the fire traps. And so I've been doing a little bit of testing. I'll be honest, straight up boys, it is not as good as the Lightning Assassin, but boy is it fun. I think it is better in some niche cases in certain areas, and I enjoy it more because more flashy stuff on the screen, it appeals to my little baby monkey brain, so maybe it'll appeal to some of you too. So let's have a go through the gear and whatnot, and I'll show you what we're kind of functioning, yeah? So strength is decent, dex is decent, everything else in vitality. Pretty damn easy. You don't need much requirements here, just to wear whatever base you have for your weapon. As long as it's a fast base, then you don't really need to worry about high requirements, because we're not slapping with it for higher damage. We don't need an elite base necessarily, so you know, easy peasy. So I got greater talons. Now we do have Enigma to teleport around, and then we are using Phoenix in this setup, so we're benefiting from Redemption, but then also from that minus fire res, which is sick. So Flickering Flame for fire traps in, more plus skills, FCR, Raven Frost, 10 FCR, Mage Fist is on theme, Arachnids is pretty much, you know, nice and sustainable, Silk Weaves for a little bit of mana, Resin Life, Flame Rift to no one's surprise, and plus Skillers. How does this build kind of work? What are we doing? We're going to be teleporting around with decent FCR. We're going to be casting all of the fire traps, the main ones being the following. So we are maxing out all of these, okay? We have Wake of Inferno, trap that sprays fire at passing enemies. This one shoots in a straight line. It is very good for boss killing, which I want to show today, and it is pretty damn awesome for smaller, narrow areas. So like, if you're farming Maggot Lair, boys, then it's not going to be too bad. So let's go, which one is it? Wake of Fire, Wake of Inferno, this one. There we go. All of those on the spot, that is going to be doing over 8k per second. It is pretty damn strong. It is extremely underwhelming if you have high density areas, like extremely underwhelming. But if we put a whole bunch here, they'll be able to shoot in a line and do some good damage. It does take a second to kind of tick through. So this is our single target damage, which is freaking awesome, okay? Now on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the following, which is our Wake of Fire. So as you can see, the damage is 1500, is significantly lower than that of nearly 9k, but the AoE is massive, boys. It is massive. Let me chuck a couple of these out. Let's put one over here, one over here. Look at that. Pretty much hitting everything on the screen. So we're going to be using those. Fire Blast as well for 4k on single targets. We do have Death Sentry, and we're just kind of going to run through. I don't have CTA, I don't know what I did with it. Let's go through and clear Cow Sanctuary, and then go through and do some cows after. Hey, boys? Yeah. There we go. Don't forget to use Fire Blast as well. If you're making a type of build like this, boys, Fire Blast it up. Trust me. I mean, if you get bored of all like the little clicking and gotta click this, gotta put Shadow Master out. There's a lot of clicking with Assassin. There's a lot of different skills. Some of you might be thinking, why are you using Death Sentry and you're using Phoenix as well? Because Redemption, isn't that going to get rid of your corpses? Well, it does, but it's not usable. It doesn't make Death Sentry unusable, right? We can still use both. Because there is a certain delay. I don't know exactly what it is, but every, I don't know, 2.7 or whatever the frickin' value is, redemption will trigger. So it's not going to be instantly all the time, so you can place that out with your Dense Sentry. They both have a chance to get some mobs at least before everything disappears and you get life and mana back. So I think it's still usable having both, and from what I've tested it seems kind of fun. Let's put some of these out. Fire, yes please. Very nice. Obviously using Death Sentry in any regard is going to allow us to farm higher play counts. It's a bit of a must-have. That's why I did put my spear points into it as max. Good thing about with this build too is you get one shot per 3 levels of Fire Blast, which we max out already for like synergies. So I feel like that works kind of well. Usually when I've built like lightning Trapsin in the past, I feel like I need extra skills to really finish that out and feel like I benefit the most from Death Sentry, or like if I need to choose in between a few different options. But yeah, I felt like it was a little more convenient to max out. I didn't really feel like I had to squeeze out some points at the end, you know? Now, this is the part I want to show you. So, Wake of Inferno. Let's only put out Wake of Inferno. And now Diablo's gonna get wrecked. Not bad, boys. Not bad. That's what I like to see. That whole time, I don't think we had burst of speed on for trap laying speed. We didn't. There you go. So the build only gets better. Look at that. What I want to do is I want to go to Act 1 and show you a little bit of cows, because I think it is quite good to show the AoE of Wake of Inferno with this one. Or Wake of Fire. Which one is the AoE one? Wake of Fire. Jesus. Obviously, I don't play Assassin that much, so I don't remember. Okay, let's find some boys. Over here looks pretty good. Couple of Death Sentry, couple of these, couple of those, eh boys? Not bad. I mean, Assassin is not my favorite build. I mean, you boys would probably say, oh, look at that Viper Magis. You boys will know it's probably Barbarian is my favorite build, I'll admit. But I do like this. I enjoy the Fire Trapsin over the Lightning Trapsin. I would definitely choose it. I just think the skills are a lot more fun, and I like nuking elites with Wake of Inferno as well. So we put all of them down here. Yeah. It's just like having a whole bunch of Inferno Barbarians, you know? Except they actually deal damage. Speaking of, I need to revisit that build, because I didn't really min-max it last time. I don't want you guys sitting there being disappointed in me, you know? If I'm gonna make an off-meta build, I gotta, you know, min-max an off-meta build, so... It's definitely on me. I gotta hold myself accountable, yeah? There's Cow King. Let's finish this bugger off and then call it there, eh? Don't forget Fire Blast too. Shooting that through. Easy peasy. There we go, boys. Don't be sleeping on the Fire Trapsin, yeah? Even if you don't want to get a Phoenix, that's fine. You don't need to spend all of that. Just get a second Plague. If you want, just get more plus skills. So you'd be looking for Wake of Inferno, Wake of Fire, obviously, and then a Flickering Flame, and you're kind of good to go. With Death Sentry, you can still play higher play counts. You don't really need an Infinity, but if you're going to play that higher end, if you've already got this set up for like a Lightning Assassin per se, or maybe you're getting bored of the Martial Arts PoE Assassin, then, you know, some other weird shit for you boys to get bricked up over. So, yeah, have a good one, boys. Hey? Bye.